What unfortunate words did the people use to describe what they wanted while they murmured? A. They wish to return to Egypt. B. They wish they had died by the Lord's hand. C. They worship the idol Baal. Or D. They wish they had manna every day. A, B, C, or D. All right. All right, so let's go to Exodus. Okay, maybe I'm not going to, we won't read it because, again, the answer will be, all right, so let's just take the answer and then we'll go to question 7 because, again, I'm trying, and now I realize I don't want to say too much and then we won't be able to do so. Again, the unfortunate words the people used to describe what they wanted while they murmured were they wished they had died by the Lord's hand, which is a very, very terrible word to use. So B is correct, and that I think we've mentioned some time ago that God has said we should be careful what we say, and when you proclaim something bad on yourself, you are cursing yourself, and God has said we shouldn't. And so that's why we do the proclamation to remind us that we need to be proclaiming positive things into our heart, into our mind, into our being, into our life, into others, so that as we proclaim the blessings, God will, see it and realize it and provide us with the answers that we need. So we will leave that, accept that answer, and then we'll go to question 7. All right, let's move it. Question 7 says, identify 2 locations in the Bible where the above information is found. And this is basically, of course, sometimes we are always dependent on the answer that I will provide, but it's also helpful that, we've been reading the verses from some of the, so while it's good to pay attention to what we are saying, at the same time, we should also be, should I say, reading ahead and saying, okay, we have this question, we have this answer here. What should the next answer be? So it's something for us to pick up our Bible and see what is, identify 2 locations in the Bible where the above information is found. And the above information is what we have in question 6. So that's again why I said I'm going to try to limit what I say the answer so that I don't give too many answers when we are supposed to be engaging ourselves in it. So it's a way for us to engage in the study. All right. Any more? I think there are 4. There are 4 places, but do we have any more that we can think about? All right. If we can't, then I'll provide. All right. So now let's read some of these verses because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So there are the answer was that identify 2. So if we can list 2, we've done very good. So let's read these verses because they help us. Because the first answer should have been easier because we've been reading. We read Exodus 16, right, 1 and 2. So the very next verse of Exodus 16 should have been Exodus 16 verse 3. So let's read that, and then read Numbers also 4 to 6, Psalm 78:18, 1 Corinthians 10:6, Acts 7:39. These are all passages that will help us to see what the Israelites did. So we can start Exodus 16. And 16, let's read all through 1 to 3 so that we can see the whole context of what we are reading, and then we'll go to Numbers also. So Exodus 16, 1 to 3.
And they took a journey from Elim, and all of the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after the departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, Woe to God, have died by the hands of the Lord in the land of Egypt. Then we sat by the fresh flock, and when we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
All right, before we continue with the other verses, what they said, I think this was not part of the question, but I'm going to add a question to it. What they said in verse 3, is it true? When they said that, to God that we had died in the land of Egypt, and then when we did eat bread to the full, is that true? When they were in Egypt, what were they? So they complained here, and you see, sometimes we have to be careful again, as we said, that you don't use bad words, you don't use anything. You have to be careful. So here they were saying things which were not true. So they were slaves and they were being punished and they were not even paid. So all right. So the next answer. Numbers. Let's read Numbers 11, please. Numbers 11. And we are going to be surprised at what they said here in Numbers. And then, okay, so we start from, let's just read 4 and 6. 4 and 6. 4 to 6, please. Numbers 11, 4 to 6.
Now the mixed multitude who were among them yielded to intense craving. So the children of Israel also wept again and said, Who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we ate freely in Egypt, the cucumbers, the lemons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. But now our whole being is dried up. There is nothing at all except this manna before our eyes.
Verse 6.
That was
Okay. So we can see that they are saying things, terrible things, that, of course, the word there, the mixed multitude, even though that's not part of what, but since it came up, we have to try to explain. When the Israelites were in Egypt, when God told them that they were to sacrifice a lamb, an animal, and shed blood and put it on the door and all that, and they were protected, and they did that. And of course, their neighbors and other slaves who were among them saw what they did. And so, while it is not clearly here stated that they may have done that or not, that is the people who were their neighbors, who were not Israelites, but who were also slaves in Egypt, they either saw them put blood on their doors, and they may also have put blood on their door, or when they were driven out, when the Egyptians said, okay, you leave our country, we don't want you anymore, we go. The other people who were there also from other countries, that's why it's called mixed multitudes. They were mixed from other countries, and they were there. And so they said, oh, well, if you are leaving, we are going with you. If you are free, then we'll join you. So those people who were called mixed multitude from various countries also mixed with the Israelites and went with them. And so as we read this verse, it says that the mixed multitude initiated the grumbling and the hatred, saying, well, this thing, and, what are we eating here? When we were in Egypt, what did we eat? We eat onion. I mean, it's what they were saying here. It's really, we all know that they are talking about eating onions and garlics and not. I mean, that's not enough food, right? So, of course, maybe they were content with eating just all these leeks and vegetables, which, of course, vegetables are good, all right, but what they were eating here wasn't something that will provide all the nutrients for them and the nutrition they need or whatever. So they here we see that they complained, and we are not laughing at them because we also do certain things. But of course, for them to say all these things again, they thought they were just complaining against Moses and Aaron and all that. But there's more. Okay, the next verse, so that we don't waste too much time. Psalm 78. Let's go to Psalm 78, please. 78:18. Psalm 78. All right, let's add to it. Start from 16 to to 19. 16 to 19.
Psalm 78, 16 to 19. He also brought streams out of the rock, and caused waters to run down like the rivers. But they sinned even more against him, by rebelling against the Most High in the wilderness. And they tested God in their heart by asking for the food of their fancy. Yes, they spoke against God. They said, can God prepare a table in the wilderness?
All right, that's one of those terrible things they also said. Of course, sometimes the Bible doesn't give us everything that in one place, but it sort of sprinkles it here and there so we can see some of the things they did. Let's go to now First Corinthians. That's also that I think we'll read more of the verses. First Corinthians 10 to get some of the things the Israelites said and the mixed multitudes, what they said. And I think we want to read more than this verse that I have here. So, I'm in First Corinthians. Sorry, I went to 10. All right, we'll start from. Okay, I'll start from verse 1 to. Well, we're going to read the whole passage. Okay. Well, we're going to start 1 to. 1 to 11.
First Corinthians chapter 1 to 11.
First Corinthians chapter 10, please. 10, 1 to 11. These are important messages, so let us listen to what we are hearing.
Moreover, brethren, I will not have them yet sharp ignorant,